instruction. So this is a good time to start. Welcome, glad you're here. Bow to beginner students and possibly intermediate advanced if you're watching. As always, let's go ahead and begin with some relaxed breathing and a little bit of a guided meditation to get us started. Place your feet comfortable distance apart and the hands on the lower abdomen. With your lips lightly sealed and teeth gently meshed together, allow your eyes to close and focus on that deep, relaxed breathing. As you breathe in, feel your abdomen go out. And as you breathe out, feel it come back in. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Be relaxed. With each breath, begin to imagine a cascade of relaxation flowing down the body from the top of your head all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. Allow your face and jaw to relax. Neck and shoulders relax. Chest and upper back relax. Shoulders and arms feeling heavy. Feel your stomach and lower back relax. Feel the flow of relaxation through your waist into your hips. Flow through your thighs and the backs of your legs. And allow your knees to go a little softer. Feel your calf muscles relax. Your ankles relax. And the bottoms of your feet relax. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Be relaxed. And the next time that you breathe out, go ahead and open your eyes, lower your hands. Let's start with the bracing horse. Even though it's the Neikon posture, we will always start our classes with a little bit of embracing horse. So separate those feet to shoulder width apart, toes turned in, get your tuck, sink down, circle the arms back and around. And as best you can, continue focusing on deep, relaxed breathing. It's normal for it to take a little bit of time to kind of settle in, to find your embracing horse, but once you get there, try not to fidget. I know I can be a fidgeter, so I pass that on to you to kind of get there, and then as best you can, try not to wiggle around too much, making adjustments. straighten the legs, lower the hands, circle the arms up, inhale. And press the palms down to exhale. Okay, so I have a favor to ask of anyone watching, whether it's now or in future. This is a little different, teaching the first section, cat hair, on the live stream. And so it's going to seem a little different for us as instructors to figure out how many moves to get through in a particular class time, because it's going to be very different from having people here where we can say, did you have a question and what would you like? So, you know, send us notes, keep us informed if you feel like it's enough information, it's too much information, you know, something that could be sped up or slowed down. Remember, we want to make sure it's quality, so not quantity, so we're not really trying to plow through as many moves as we can. We're trying to get the idea of Tai Chi so that the moves that we do have are quality and really embody what we're all trying to go for. So, I say that because normally in a basic training class on day one, we would only get through 1 or 2 moves, but that may seem like overkill when there's nobody here to kind of stop and ask questions. So it's a work in progress, it's a dialogue. Email us, text us, message us on Facebook if you have any comments, questions, feedback, suggestions, anything like that. We will take them into consideration. Okay, so with that, we're going to start from the very beginning. It's going to be weird. My back is going to be to you. I'm going to try to enunciate. I know the microphone is a little funny, particularly if our back is to you, but I'm going to try to speak up, follow along as best you can with the words, and then obviously I will turn around so you can see what I'm doing, because you know you're going to look at my back right now. All right. Keep in mind your Neikung principles, the rounded out, that connected movement, shoulders down, head suspended, through all of these, and see if you can find where your Neikung fits into this moving form. Okay, so you're going to begin, I'll get a little closer. Feet together, hands down by your side. Take a few deep breaths, root, feel your weight rooting into the floor. First thing that we're going to do is going to call step left. So you're going to sink down, and then you're going to step left. Sink down a little more. This next move is called commencement. And you're going to let the arms float up, leading with the wrists, fingers stretch, sink wrists, sink elbows, lower the hands down by your side. All right, let's do that again. Sink down. Step left. Sink down a little more. For commencement, allow the arms to float up, leading with the wrists. Fingers stretched. Sink wrists, sink elbows. Lower the hands down by your side. Reset. Let's do this 2 or 3 more times like this, and then I'll turn around and show you from the front. Sink down. Step left. Sink down a little more. Allow your arms to float up, leading with the wrists. Fingers stretch. Sink wrists, sink elbows. Lower the hands to your side. Reset. Sink. Step. Sink some more. Commencement. Arms float up, leading with the wrists. Fingers stretch. Sink wrists, sink elbows. Lower your hands. And release. Okay. So let me see how many people we have watching. 6 people. Awesome. Okay. So if you're a brand new beginner, you're seeing this for the first or second time, you're just trying to take it in. If you're intermediate advanced, try to put back on that beginner mindset. Imagine you've never seen this stuff before. Because what can happen with our training, the more we do it, yeah, I got that, and we're not actually checking in with what we're doing in our body. I have to do it with myself with my training, and I've been here at this school for 10 years and then 10 more years in a different school and a different discipline, and I have to do it too. So if you're taking beginner classes for leadership or just because the time works for you, always try to keep that beginner mindset so that you can pick up something that maybe you're not incorporating as well as you thought you were, okay? So with that, I'm going to do just that without saying anything a couple of times, and then we're going to talk about some things to pay attention to. Let's see if this is the right distance. Let's see. Okay. Things to think about. It's more than just, there's more going on. Imagine that it's Tai Chi. There's more going on than what it looks like. So what am I going through as I prepare to make that first movement, that first step? So I'm mindful. I'm standing here. I'm getting my bearings. I'm trying to tune out other stuff. Trying to get centered. Trying to make sure my head's suspended. We're going to talk about that in Master's Path training, in Black Sash training. I've got my tuck. I'm feeling my feet on the floor. I'm letting my arms feel heavy. Take a couple of deep breaths, and I ground myself here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sink. And by sink, I'm going to put my weight more into my feet, like just there's a relaxing, it's a sinking into my feet. I'm still saying feeling light here, and by putting that, it's going to put more pressure on my feet. And then this is kind of complicated, but I'm trying to expose and plant seeds here so that you kind of have a roadmap going forward. I'm going to shift a little bit of my weight more to my right foot, which allows this foot to lighten, and then I step. Again, I don't overstep. We talked about that shoulder width. That's about how far I'm trying to go, because I don't want this leg to move. And I set down the toe, and then the heel, and then I shift back to this new center, okay? And if this is a lot of explanation, just ignore it. If it's helpful, great. If it's too much, let it fly away. And then from here, I keep this frame, and I allow my arms to float up. And they really feel like floating. It feels like floating. I'm not lifting them heavily. I'm floating my arms up. Fingers stretch. Notice I have it come up in my knees. Then I sink those elbows and wrists, and I lower the hands down by my side. I'm going to show you from the side. I'm going to do it once more here. So I get my center, and I sink. And then I shift my weight a little more to the right so that I can lift this foot, and I reach about shoulder width. Notice I didn't look down at my feet. You're going to just get comfortable with feeling that. So try not to do that. Fuzz. Okay, so I sink, I root, put a little more weight on the right so that I can lift this foot up, and then I feel for what feels like shoulder width with the ball of my foot. I set the heel down, and I recenter to this new weight distribution. Then I allow the arms to float up, leading with the wrists. Fingers stretch, sink wrists, sink elbows, lower the hands to my side. I'm going to show you from the side. You can do this along with me if you want, or you can watch, whatever you're more comfortable with. And I want you to take a look at where my tuck is, because my tuck is hard to do when I'm standing here. But when I sink, there's the tuck, right? And then I step, and then I sink some more. So what hopefully is happening is you see a spine neutral. You know, I'm not doing this with my neck, I'm not sticking my backside out. My thighs are bent and they're engaged so that I get my tuck and I get my head suspended. And arms up and down. Now, why am I saying all of that? It's a lot of talking. One, just watching me do it over and over may not be helpful, and these hopefully give you some things to think about while you're practicing on your own, but also I'm trying to show you that even a move as basic and not much going on as step left and commencement can be mindful Tai Chi training, which I think is really helpful since some of us may be in small living rooms or confined spaces or not able to get outside. Tai Chi doesn't have to take a lot of room. You can have 3 square feet and you can really make a mindful practice. So, embracing horse and commencement, that counts. And just so you know, there's a Qigong exercise of commencement where this is it. This is what you do the whole time for like 30 minutes. So you don't have to have mastery over a bunch of moves to be cultivating your Tai Chi practice. That said, I'm going to move on to a couple other moves, and then we'll just practice it together, and then we'll see how that feels. All right? Things to think about: keep that tuck, sink down. I would like for you to really even follow the feet. This, don't pay attention to the arms. The feet is really where it's at. And what I'd like for you to focus on with those feet is feeling rooted. That you're not just walking into these steps, but you're feeling your weight shift from one foot to the other foot, to this foot, and that foot, so that you're really feeling that transition. Be mindful in your stepping. That's one of the ways you get into the meditative aspect of Tai Chi, is being acutely aware of what your body is doing rather than just going through the motions, okay? So, let's start at the beginning, and this time I'm going to add on the next move. And settle, take a couple deep breaths. And here we go. Sink down, get that tuck, engage the feet. Step left. Commencement. Allow the arms to float up, leading with the wrists, fingers stretch. Sink wrists, sink elbows. Lower the hands by your side. Okay. Start a move called ward off right. So you're going to shift the weight to the left foot. You're going to turn to the right, pivoting on the right heel. Form a circle with the hands, right hand on top. Now we're going to do ward off left. You're going to shift to the right. Release the left heel. Yes, we'll do this again. Sink down, step in, step back. Heel, toe, shift to the left, switch the hands, turn to the left, turn the right toes in. Okay, that was a lot, but it feels weird to stop here. It just does to me. You can stop there if you want. I just figured I would give you a move where you end up standing on 2 feet, planted, okay? From the beginning again. Sink down, step left, sink down a little more. Allow your arms to float up, leading with the wrists, fingers stretch. Sink wrists, sink elbows, lower the hands down by your side. Here we go, you're going to shift to the left, turn to the right, pivoting on the right heel, form a circle with the hands, right hand on top. Shift to the right. Release the left heel, sink down, step in, step back, heel, toe. Shift to the left, turn to the left, switch the hands, turn the right toes in. Okay, again, much, focus on the feet. Sink down. Step left. Sink down a little more. Allow your arms to float up, leading with the wrists. Fingers stretch. Sink wrists. Sink elbows. Lower the hands to your side. Shift your weight more to the left so you can turn to the right, pivoting on the right heel. Form a circle with the hands, right hand on top. Shift to the right, release the left heel, sink down, step in, step back, heel, toe. Shift to the left, turn to the left, switch the hands, turn the right toes in. Release. All right, I will demonstrate that. Don't copy this because it'll be mirrored and it'll mess things up, okay? So just watch. Sink down. Step left. Sink down a little more. Commencement. This is called ward off right. I shift my weight to the left so that I can pivot on this right heel. Think of Ne Kung. This is why we say knees out. I don't let my knee collapse in. Keep it rounded out. Form a circle with the hands. Then I keep the knee out here. I shift it over this right foot so I can release this left heel. Sink down, step in. This is to get my balance so that I'm deliberate in where I step. I step back, heel, toe. Shift to the left, turn to the left. I switch the hands and I turn the right toes in. This is called ward off left. So it's ward off right, ward off left. Yeah, again. Where I'm ending up, you heard from Ne Kung, double dragons leap from sea. We call this double dragon's foot placement because I'm in that. Remember here? That's the kind of the foot placement that we're talking about. So if you hear us talk about double dragon's foot placement, it comes from posture number 5 in the Ne Kung set. And here's your double dragon's foot placement. What does double dragons mean? That means roughly, I am shoulder width apart. The front foot is going to be facing forward, whatever direction that is where you are oriented. And the back foot is going to be at about a 45-degree angle. My hips are going to be square towards the front. I would say 60% of the weight on the front leg, 40% of the weight on the back leg. And it feels very rooted and strong. So even though here my arm is down by my side as if I'm kind of petting a rather tall dog, and this hand is out in front, this arm position is going to change depending on what move we do in Tai Chi. But it all feels very strong, stable, and rooted. So imagine if I were about to push a very heavy bookcase or push on a stalled car, you know, it's that kind of root. And I'm not overextended, I'm rooted. So back leg mostly straight, still got my tuck, still have my shoulders down. I'm not forcing this out. The power is coming from my legs. Okay, let's see. You will hear us, I'm going to talk about this in Master's Path today. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But you'll hear us the sink down, step in. That's not actually part of the Tai Chi process. That is a learning tool to help cultivate balance. So what I mean by that, and you can try this along with me, just know that we're facing opposite directions. So sink down, step left, commencement here. So what I'm trying to do is avoid that, where you fall kind of haphazardly into the next step, versus deliberately placing your foot where you want it to go. So when I'm here, I shift and I get settled. make sure I'm balanced and rooted here before I even think about putting my foot anywhere else. So from here, I'm balanced on this right leg, and I step back, and then I shift and turn. And if it worked out, yeah, it worked out okay. It's gonna take time to understand what stepping back, stepping out, all these things, it's just gonna take time to find out what that is correctly for you. But it all starts with being balanced and rooted in the leg that you're coming from, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that felt right. What that's ultimately gonna look like, and I want to make sure you understand this so that when we come back to class and there's people of different experience levels, you may not see that sink down step in. And don't let that panic you. That just means that they've incorporated, internalized the ability to stay balanced on that foot and just take that step. So, sometimes that can be flustering. Well, they didn't do that. Which one's right? It's all right. But let me show you what that looks like. You can do it with me, or you can watch, but I'm show you what it looks like without the sink down step in. Not because I want you to do that, just so you're aware, if you see that with classmates, what's going on. And sit down, step left, commencement. Ward off right. Ward off left. Did you see it? I didn't do that sink down step in. I did when I was learning it. I absolutely did. I don't need to do that now. I do that to help you get a sense of how to learn balance and foot placement. But just so you know, there's a continuum of the ability to do that. If you are thinking you want to do that, make sure you really are thorough that you can balance correctly on that standing leg before you take that step. Don't take the training wheels off before you know you're not going to crash your bike, right? Okay, let's do it a couple more times together. Step left. Commencement. Ward off right. And ward off left. Again. Step left. Commencement. Ward off right. Ward off left. One more time. Step left. Commencement. Ward off right. Ward off left. And release. Okay, good work everybody. Send us your questions. Senior Head Instructor Fig will be back this evening for 6:30. We're back to our regular schedule now. So 6:30 Tuesday, Thursday, beginner Tai Chi, as well as this day class. And then 6:30 Monday, Wednesday for intermediate advanced Tai Chi. I think he and I will be tag teaming, so right now he's doing Monday, I'm doing Wednesday. We're trying to divvy up classes a little bit. So I'll see you there as well, and I'll also see you on Thursday for our basic. But we're going to bow out. New life skill coming up after Black Sash training. We'll talk about it as well, but let's bow out now. And we're going to do kind of 10 important points. And first section, running. 10 important points, and then fielder's choice, dealer's choice for master's path, but I know what we're going to do. Okay. We follow the 5 hearts: faith, respect, perseverance, patience, and humility.